restrictive monetary policy is designed to curtail aggregate demand and to overcome dash to overcome dash. Now, A here is deflation. Deflation does not suit in here. Then you have what we call real inflation. Real inflation as well too does not suit in here too. You equally have a disinflation. All these ones are pretty grammar. Does not still fit in here too. Then you have the one we call inflationary gap. Inflationary gap. So here we picked inflationary gap. The reason for this is, a policy again they equally introduced into the economy. The only way to really reduce the influx of people coming to pick money from either any of these financial institutions is to introduce this gap. And by so doing, if we introduce higher interest, if we introduce higher interest rates, of course you know fully well that you have already taken done what to call feasibility study of your business. So if you have done your study of your business and to pick money from any of these institutions is not feasible, the next is what you may have to slow down. So when you look at the word restrictive, the only thing that fits into restrictive here is what we refer to as what inflationary gap. Inflationary gap. So it is used to reduce investment. Inflationary gap is used to reduce investment. So we move over to question number 15. Question number 15. Now, question number 15, we have that the average curve and the marginal curve are U-shaped in the short run and flatter in the long run due to dash. Now, in economics, you can't do without U-shape. The demand and the supply. And the demand and the supply is centered on one particular item here. Now, economies of scale. Now, here we'll pick A as our answer here. Economies of scale. And why we have to pick economies of scale is that this one centers on what we refer as what demand and supply. Now, if there is no demand and supply, you won't have what we call this U shape. The next one here is question number 16. Now, the next question here is the most important cost curve for the firm. The most important cost curve for the firm is dash. Now here you have MC, which is referred as what? Marginal cost. Then you have AC, average cost. You have TC, total cost. Then you have D here is fixed cost. Now the answer here is B. B is average cost. Now the next question here is the shape of the production possibility frontier is determined by the dash. The shape of the production possibility frontier is determined by the dash. We have A here, law of return to scale. B is law of diminishing return. C here is a factors of production. Then here you have technology. Now here A is not involved in this. It's not a determinant factor here. It's not a determinant factor. Then B here, law of diminishing return. law of diminishing return. The production possibility frontier is determined here by the law of diminishing return. Factors of production does not fit in here because of the possibility frontier. Then here too, technology too is as well not equally involved. They are factors, but they are not the factors we are looking for here. The shape of the production possibility frontier is determined here by what we refer to as what the law of diminishing return. The law of diminishing return. So here we picked our answer here. That is the determinant factor that we have in this frontier. We move over to question number 18. All right, question number 18. We have as indifferent curve show equal level of satisfaction at all points, and isoquant shows equal level of dash, and isoquant shows equal level of dash. Now here is demand and supply, input and output. Here we're looking for relevant question. We have seen that as indifferent curve is shown equal level of satisfaction. You know, in business, as I've said before, it all boils down to what? Satisfaction at all points. Now here we're looking for what? The isoquant. Say an isoquant shows dash. An isoquant shows dash. Now the word isoquant there is equal quantity. Equal quantity. Anytime you hear about isoquant, we're talking about what? Equal quantity. Trying to break labor and capital together. So here we have inputs. Here we have input does not fit in here. Then you have a commodity. Commodity does not equally enter here. Then here we have output. Then the last one here is what? Factor. The only one that fits in here is the one we refer to as output. Output. Now in business, output are major determinant. In business, output are major what? Determinant. If by the end of the day, your customers are not well taken care of, it simply means that the input was not okay. So here we want to make sure that the demand and the supply and what we are supplying to the people who are collecting it are in order. So anybody that goes to pick items anywhere and by the end of the day you are not comfortable, it falls back to this place. And output is a major determinant. So when you come to cost, capital and labor, the major determinant here is what we refer to as what? Output. Very, very important. Very, very important. We go back to question number 19. Now you can't do without this sketch. So each time you see this sketch, you must look closely to what the sketch is all about. So in the case of highly or close complementary groups, the indifferent curve is dash. Now the indifferent curve. Now when you look at this diagram here, there's already a curve here. Now by this curve here, it means there is already what we call deviation. Now look at option A. A straight line. Here we do not have a straight line here. Okay, so A does not fit in here. Then you have a right angle. Here too, you do not equally have what? A right angle in this diagram. Then here you have L shape. Now here too, you do not have that L shape here. This is not L shape. Then D, you have what we call curvature. Now there is already what? A curve here. This curve, what it means is what we call deviation in economy. Now this LC is labor and capital. labor and capital. So as an economist, you look at the labor, then you equally look at what? Capital. And that is why places like Lagos in Nigeria, you have that nobody says in a particular job from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. Everybody is looking out for something good. So here you have what we call what? Deviation. So in economy, you can't do without what? Deviation. There is a deviation in labor and capital. If the capital is okay, the labor too will be what? Will be okay. And that is why we couldn't have straight line, we couldn't have right angle, we couldn't have L shape. But what we have here is what we refer as what? Curvature. We go to question number 20. Alright, the next question here is one of these is not an assumption of a characteristic theory of utility. Utility. Now, when we mention utility more than 2 times, the emphasis in this question here, there is a theory. A theory for who? The theory here is for utility. Here you have the consumption is rational. There is never a time consumption in the world will be what? Rational. So different families, different people, everybody consume differently. We have diminishing marginal utility, where most of the time too, the thing it fluctuates. It goes up and at the same time it comes about. It does not fit in for what we are looking for here. Then we say one of these is not. Remember, one of these is not. Okay. So this one is there. This one is there. Then you have the concept of money utility. Last time I told you of what we refer to as what? Frugal economy. That makes provision for saving and consumption. Now, here you have consistency and transparency of choice. Now, here, this one will fit in for this particular one. In fact, we said one of these is not. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 are the assumption of this theory. But this one, nobody can predict. There is nothing like consistency and transparency of choice. So here we picked a D as our answer for today. I am still your Uncle Philip on Feng Global Academy. As you are watching, please don't watch alone. Get your friend and members of your family. Let them subscribe to Feng Global Academy. Now, all we are trying to do here is what? To make it become what? Self-reliant. By self-reliant, it simply means that you don't have to stretch your neck to look for an answer. The way our CBT center today is being designed is designed in such a way that you can't even see the next person you are right. You can't even see the next person you are left. You can't even see the next person in front of you. So you must be independent. You must be self-reliant. And of course, that is what we're looking for in Nigeria. We're building up a self-reliant economy. And I hope and I believe you are falling into what this self-reliant economy. God bless you and see you in same time in Feng Global Academy. We're always here, teaching the people and making them to become self-confident, making them become confident of themselves anywhere they are in the world. See you on top and God bless you.